Jack Thornton, a successful millionaire with a seemingly perfect life, visits an orphanage as part of his philanthropic efforts. As he walks through the quiet halls, his attention is drawn to a young girl sitting alone by a window, clutching a photo tightly in her hands. Curiosity gets the better of him, and he approaches her. The girl, named Emma, looks up at him with wide, innocent eyes. Jack's breath catches as he realizes the photo she's holding is of him. A mix of confusion and intrigue fills his mind. Kneeling beside her, he gently asks, "Where did you get this picture?" Emma hesitates, but points to a folder nearby, her small fingers trembling. Sometimes it's impossible to remember one's own name, he thinks. Sometimes it's... As Jack studies her, his gaze falls on a faint birthmark on Emma's arm, a mark identical to one he has had since birth. His heart skips a beat. Questions swirl in his mind. Could this child, with her familiar features and uncanny birthmark, be connected to him in a way he never imagined? The possibility that she might be his daughter is both shocking and overwhelming. For the first time in years, Jack feels his carefully ordered life shifting in a way he never anticipated. Sarah, a kind-hearted woman with a resilient spirit, had lived a life filled with love and sacrifice. As Emma's mother, she had faced countless challenges, but always prioritized her daughter's happiness. However, Sarah carried a heavy secret. Emma's father, Jack Thornton, was unaware of her existence. Years ago, Sarah and Jack shared a brief but meaningful connection. When Sarah discovered she was pregnant, she hesitated to inform Jack, fearing that his high profitable lifestyle and business commitments might prevent him from embracing fatherhood. Complicated circumstances and self-doubt led her to keep the truth hidden, believing she could provide Emma with all the love she needed. Tragedy struck one rainy evening when Sarah was involved in a devastating accident. Realizing her time was running out, she made a final effort to secure Emma's future. Before her death, Sarah left behind clues, documents, photos, and a letter addressed to Jack, carefully stored in a folder at the orphanage. These items were meant to guide Jack to the truth when the time was right. Despite her absence, Sarah's love for Emma remained evident. The clues she left behind not only revealed Emma's identity, but also demonstrated Sarah's hope that Jack would one day step into his role as a father and provide Emma with the life she deserved. Emma, driven by an unwavering determination to find Jack, decides to take matters into her own hands. Late at night, with only a small bag and the photo of Jack clutched tightly, she slips away from the orphanage. Her heart set on reuniting with the man she believes to be her father. The city streets, dark and unfamiliar, stretch endlessly before her. But Emma's resolve keeps her moving forward. As she navigates the quiet alleys, a shadowy figure begins to follow her. Fear grips her small frame, but she presses on, hoping to find her way to safety. The man, dangerous and menacing, eventually corners Emma and forces her into his car. Terrified, Emma cries for help, but the streets remain eerily silent. Meanwhile, Jack receives a frantic call from the orphanage informing him that Emma has gone missing. Overwhelmed by panic and guilt, Jack immediately contacts an old friend, a police detective, to help with the search. The police mobilize quickly, and Jack joins the effort, scouring the city streets and tirelessly calling out Emma's name. As hours pass, the search becomes a race against time. Jack's determination fuels him as he pushes through his fear, knowing that every second counts. The police gather critical leads, and the city is swept in a coordinated effort to find Emma. Jack vows to bring her back safely, his heart aching at the thought of her being alone and scared. Emma, despite her fear, remains brave. Her mind races with plans to escape, her resilience shining even in the face of danger. The city buzzes with activity as Jack and the police close in, their determination unshaken. The bond between father and daughter grows stronger, even across the distance, as both fight to be reunited. Jack's search for Emma culminates in a desperate race against time. Guided by a lead from the police, he arrives at a dimly lit house on the outskirts of the city. His heart pounds as he approaches, every fiber of his being focused on finding Emma. Inside, muffled cries confirm his worst fears. Emma is there, held captive by the kidnapper. Bursting into the room, Jack is met with a chaotic scene. Emma, tied to a chair, looks up at him with tear-filled eyes, her face a mixture of fear and hope. The kidnapper, startled by Jack's sudden arrival, raises a weapon, threatening Emma. Jack, fueled by raw emotion, confronts the man, his voice steady but full of fury. A tense standoff ensues, but Jack's determination doesn't waver. The sound of police sirens outside provides the critical distraction Jack needs. He lunges at the kidnapper, disarming him in a swift, desperate move. Moments later, officers storm in, securing the scene and arresting the man. Jack rushes to Emma, untying her bonds with trembling hands. As soon as she's free, Emma throws herself into Jack's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Jack holds her tightly, his own tears flowing as relief and love overwhelm him. "I've got you now," he whispers. "You're safe. I'll never let anything happen to you again." I see. In that moment, the connection between them is undeniable. Emma clings to him, calling him Daddy for the first time, solidifying the bond they now share. Jack, overwhelmed with emotion, promises her that they'll never be apart again. Their reunion, though born from fear and danger, marks the beginning of a new chapter. A life of love, trust, and the family they were always meant to be. As the ceremony concludes and the applause fades, Jack Thornton takes a quiet moment to reflect on the incredible journey that brought him to this point. From discovering Emma to building a foundation that changes lives, his life has transformed in ways he never imagined. Standing beside Emma, he feels an overwhelming sense of gratitude, not only for the family they've become, but also for the purpose they've found together. Emma, holding Jack's hand, looks up at him with a bright smile. She's no longer the lost girl clutching a photo in an orphanage. She's now a symbol of hope, love, and resilience. "What's next, Dad?" she asks, her voice filled with curiosity and excitement. Jack smiles, his heart swelling with pride. "We keep going," he replies. "There are still so many children who need a home, a family, and a future. Together, we'll make sure they get it." The two of them begin to dream about expanding their foundation even further, creating national networks, working with communities, and advocating for policies that protect vulnerable children. Jack envisions a future where no child feels forgotten, and every family is supported in their journey to provide love and care. For Jack and Emma, their journey is far from over. Their bond, forged through challenges and triumphs, becomes the driving force behind their mission to give back to the world. As they look toward the future, they carry with them a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that love and compassion can transform lives, one heart at a time. After their harrowing ordeal, Jack decides to confirm what his heart already tells him, that Emma is his daughter. He sits her down gently and explains the process of a paternity test. Though Emma is initially nervous, Jack reassures her with a warm smile, promising that it won't hurt, and that the truth will only bring them closer. The test results arrive a few days later, and Jack's heart skips a beat as he reads the confirmation. Emma is indeed his daughter. Overcome with emotion, he embraces her tightly, tears streaming down his face. "You are my daughter, Emma," he whispers, his voice trembling. "I knew it, from the moment I saw you, and now I have the proof. You've brought light into my life in a way I never imagined." Emma looks up at him with wide eyes, her face lighting up with a smile. "Does this mean we're a real family now?" she asks. Jack nods, cupping her face with his hands. "Yes, my princess, we're a family. And I promise you this, I will always be here for you. You'll have a home filled with love, happiness, and everything you deserve." From that moment, Jack dedicates himself to building a new life for Emma. He ensures that her days are filled with warmth and joy, vowing to make up for the years they lost. For Jack, the test wasn't just about biology. It was a declaration of his unwavering commitment to being